Hello, hello, guys. It is Sanjay and Rose here with Motivation Station. Rose, this is episode 10. How are you?
Ooh, hi, happy anniversary. I really wanted to say that right now. And here I am. I am in New Jersey. A couple things happened. I stayed. And I don't, I have my little studio where I sit down. And today I decided to go to, I'm not very bougie on coffee, right? So, and today I decided to have coffee. I don't promote anything. It's just something that I love. It's unsweetened French vanilla with cream only from Dunkin'. It's probably the only thing I love from Dunkin'. It's not sponsored, but here I am with the Dunkin', and it was my favorite drink for a long time.
Hmm.
So I decided to share something that I love. It's something about
Hey, I
that.
mean,
How you like your coffee? How you take your
I
coffee?
mean, sometimes you don't even have to get coffee, right? You could just get like a. I love like even like Starbucks or like Dunkin'. I'll get their holiday drinks. They're always good. They'll make like creme brulee or like peppermint mocha or something like that. And I'm like I'm always appreciative of stuff like that. But hey, you gotta sit down and situate where you gotta, it's kind of like when I was on vacation, we just had to do what we had to do. Good morning, Gina. Gina says, good morning, beautiful people.
Hi, good morning, people. And I'm
Uh,
sure everybody's ready for holidays.
yeah, I mean, it's been hectic. I mean, last week was Christmas, and then this coming week is New Year's. And I mean, I know you came to visit. I didn't get a chance to check on you then, but um, how was New York? Because you said you went to New York, right?
Yeah, I went to New York. New York is absolutely gorgeous, guys. If you want to go see New York on holiday times, Christmas times, it's the most magical time. New York is always so magical to me. And I created this tradition to go see a tree in New York every year, at least take a one day. And the best day to go for me is Christmas Eve because why everybody's in the house eating, right? While I'm there running around, like
Mm.
walking around and watching. But this year, um, Fifth Avenue, Saks Building didn't do their show. Maybe it was just that day on the Christmas Eve that I didn't see the show. I felt like certain things were not there like it used to,
Mm-hmm.
but they still put it out there. Famous decorations, the giant ornaments, right, and all that beautiful candy canes, and the tree is always gorgeous. So New York is always mesmerizing
You
this
went
time of
to
the year.
Rockefeller?
Yeah,
I didn't get a chance to go. I think the tree's still up now, so even if I go this weekend, like it'll still be there. So we're considering it to go this weekend. But I actually
yeah.
never saw the tree in person, and I've always wanted to go. So I mean, I'm definitely gonna try to check that out.
Oh yeah, definitely check it out. And I think it's until January 7th, so next Christmas.
Oh,
No, it's
really?
about
Up until the week after? Okay, that's good to know. I was gonna say
yeah,
I wouldn't mind going then either. Except I think so. Next week, our podcast, we have another guest as well, and then I think that same day actually, I'm going to Prudential Center because my brother-in-law bought me Disney on Ice tickets for my
oh
wife,
my
my
God,
daughter.
that I
Yeah,
never seen. That I
yeah.
never seen.
I,
That's in
I,
my bucket list.
I've been to Prudential Center, and I mean, my friends brought me out to go watch like hockey games. It was cool. Like we enjoyed it, and we had decent seats too. And you could
Yeah.
see the arena and everything. So, my brother in law always like treats us very well, and he always gets us like really good seats, and we're actually pretty close to the stage. So I'm kind of really excited to see what it's gonna be like, and to bring my daughter out too,
Mhm.
because it's gonna be her first experience going to like a public event. Um, and then it's gonna also be her first experience because we're thinking about going in by train. So I'm gonna take the train in, and see how she experiences the train and the stuff like that. Because she's seen trains, she knows what a train is.
Oh,
But I think
yeah.
it'll be fun. And we'll go out there. We'll probably have dinner out there as well. So I think it'll be a good experience. Hey,
That
so
is
we
amazing.
we got
That is amazing.
we got
The
Gina
new
saying.
year is coming up. Yes.
Oh, sorry. We got Gina coming up saying, "See you, Rose, in New York City, Christmas time, 2025." And then we have Teresa joined us. Good morning, Teresa. Hope you're doing well.
Morning.
Happy holidays to you guys.
Yes, guys. Thank you for joining us every Saturday, 11 a.m. We're really happy to see you. You guys are amazing support, and that means a lot to us, and we really appreciate it. And today's episode 10. Without you, we wouldn't be here making episode 10. And I call it a little anniversary time. I'm like so hyped. I'm like number 10. We were just sitting at the coffee shop, just thinking about it. And here we are, episode 10. It's the new year, and today I wanna say it's a snake year, and one of the beautiful things that you can wear for New Year is the green colors, purple colors, whatever you associate with the snake. I was born in the dragon year. This is my year, and my year is finishing up pretty great with this beautiful podcast. And I'm super excited for the snake year 2025. And I'm so shocked that we're already at the quarter of 21st century, guys. So what I suggest, if you're still stuck in a 20th century mentality, it's time to shift your thinking because quarter of 21st century is it's it's gonna change everything in the world. And the
Yeah, no,
world is gonna flip pretty soon. We're gonna be ready. We need to be ready for this flipping.
I'm looking forward to the upcoming year as well. I feel like it's gonna be filled with like I think the growth from especially this year and previous years. Um, we're gonna be we're gonna be going to towards a lot of amazing things. I see Frank has joined us. Happy
Hi,
upcoming New
Frank.
Year to you, Frank, and we're looking forward to having you guys join us next year. We got some awesome, beginning part podcast as well, and I know we have more
Yeah.
international guests from Rose joining us sometime next year as well. So, you know, I, I think today's podcast is all just going to be about 2025, our preparation for it, what we hope to achieve. I know, Rose, on the last podcast you talked about a tradition that we can do of putting red notes under our pillows and stuff. I didn't unfortunately jump on that, but I know we talked about doing that, and like, maybe some of our viewers did it. Maybe some of our viewers are trying to get into that process and find what they're going to achieve, next year.
Yeah.
But we do have a guest today joining us. I think he's having some technical difficulty, so we'll catch him accordingly. If I see him join, I'll see if we can bring him
Yes, I
in.
want to take off the words about John. And it was the time of my life. Again, we're coming back to a beautiful pandemic. I want to go back to it because I feel like that year 2020 was one of the memorable for everybody. Everybody did something, right? Everybody sat at home and did something. So, and I was sitting at home and nobody worked and I wasn't working. But for me not to be working, it's like I'm crazy, right? So I needed to find something. And that year I was blessed with I'm gonna get a little personal here. I got a work permit card, and I'm super excited that I can work anywhere. And the only thing I could work that's thing that's local. And the
Mm,
local thing was for me, it was a Walmart. I never worked at Walmart. I never liked Walmart, but it was pandemic. I needed to anything, like any income.
mm,
So and I got lucky enough to get hired, and I was working at Walmart. It was only a short period of time, and then I realized that at Walmart, it's two kind of people working: people that actually for them it's a side hustle, which is extra pay, or it's just their life, and they're living in Walmart world, right? I'm not promoting anything, but I'm just telling a little bit of my story. And I was working there. It wasn't my thing, but I did what I needed to do. So things happened. I met beautiful people, and one of the beautiful people is Teresa. Hi, Teresa. There, she moved to Arizona. That's how we met. And John also, I met him. Our guest today, I met him also. We worked together, and he was just so different. I said, what
Hmm.
you do? And he's like, oh, I'm just going to school. He was going to school to Rutgers, and everything that he was making, he was just traveling with that. I'm sure he's going to share his story. And it's just amazing to share stories from all over, every background and anything. It's just something that I was doing for 8 months,
Mm.
and that was my journey with Walmart. And if we can bring up the John, he can share his story, um, how we met, and also he became a YouTuber as well. And he just got 10,000 subscribers last week. So I
Mm.
want to congratulate him to having under 10,000 subscribers. And today he said a lot of people started recognizing him outside. So that's pretty amazing for John. And yeah,
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, I didn't. I only got to meet him today, and just like the small conversation we had, like I enjoyed what we got to talk about a little. I didn't like. I know not enough about him to say things, but like I remember he was mentioning something with school, so I would love for him to, hopefully he'll get his situation situated and then join us and then give his story and go from there. But I agree with you. I mean, the pandemic time was weird. Like I think we were all, especially like myself, I was in a position where I had a job that I was like, oh, this is it. This is the job I wanted because I worked in New York. I worked for a company that was an alcohol distributor company. So it was like, you know me, I love drinking, so it worked out. And these guys would always give me like free drinks, free beverages to bring home. Holiday parties were great. Holiday events or just like events in the office were
yeah,
fun. And I was like, I'm finally like happy. Like I'm finally good in my ways, and I'm working towards something great. Because when I joined that job, I joined as a contractor, and then I got hired March of 2020, and I was like, this is it. Like this is my way to go up and move up and do everything, And then COVID happened. COVID happened the month I got hired, and so I got
wow,
maybe 2 weeks in of working as a full-time employee before they're like, you can work for home for a little bit. They had me work from home for like a week, but they're like, there's no work for me to do, and then they let me go. And then just like you, I started like losing my mind because I was like, it's nice to be at home and like relax, like, oh yeah, I can sit here and play video games all day, or I can do whatever. But like I didn't grow up with that mentality, so it's hard for me to just sit there and not do nothing. So after like a month, I just started applying to jobs because like they didn't fire me, they furloughed me. So they're like, you're still with the company, you're just not getting paid for it. And I'm like, well, do you guys think you're gonna bring me back? And they're like, honestly, we don't know. And they're very hesitant on it, not because like they don't want to give me false hope per se. They didn't want to be like, oh yeah, for sure you'll come back. But they're like, we really don't know how we're gonna play this out. Long story short, with that office, they actually closed that office because it was mostly older people, and they're just like, you guys can just work from home permanently, and they didn't need a tech in the office because there's no more office. But yeah, so like after COVID happened, uh, it really put a lot of things into perspective because it's like things were good, things were great, and now all of a
yeah,
sudden, I lost everything. Like I don't have a job I
oh,
like. I like I don't. I had money saved up, but how long is it gonna last? It's not saved up to the point that it's like, oh, I could take 2 years before I could figure out what to do. No, I probably had like a good 6 months and that's it.
mhm,
But I started looking for a job, and the first job to hire me was I worked for Hackensack Meridian under a contracting company, and so it's like the hospital, and it was the most terrifying moment in my life because I day one, like when they hired me, day one, I had to work in the hospital, and what we had to do is we had to go fix a computer in the emergency room. So, this is when COVID was very live. So, I was masked up. I wore a face mask on top of that, and then I wore
oh
gloves.
wow,
And now we're traveling through a hospital, and hospital is kind of like for me creepy enough because I know hospitals are there to help you and stuff like that, but I've had pretty bad experiences in hospitals per se. Um, but we go to an emergency room area where we're working on a computer, and like the guy's used to working there because he's like a technician there, and we're working on a computer. We're restarting the computer, and all around me are people just like coughing out their lungs. There's people who are actually injured in the emergency room trying to get, emergencies handled. And like, it was just very terrifying for me. And I was like, I don't think I can do this. I started having like panic attacks. I was like, I need to get out of here. So, we did the one trip there. We went back to like the main IT office, and I was telling him, I was like, look, I'm very grateful for this opportunity, but I don't think this is for me. I can't do this. I'm getting too nervous for all of this. So instead, what they did was they moved me to a data center across the street, where it was just like we're sitting in a lab and we just do phone calls and tickets. And I was like, okay, I could do this. This is a little bit better for me. So I got that job. I made some really good relationships. I did leave that job eventually, but I left on such good terms that the job I left it for didn't work out. So I was hoping I can come back. There was no hesitation bringing me back. They're just like, all right, you start again Monday. Like, there was no paperwork or anything I had to do. They're like, just come in Monday, go to our new office, and get going. But like, I think that experience just kind of like humbled me greatly because it's like, you can't ever really hit a point that you're um, like that. That's it. Like you found your niche, and like you're gonna sit there and everything will be perfect forever. You got to continuously work towards that level of perfection if you want it. Like you just got to keep going at it even when it's good. And I think that was the biggest lesson I took out of that is even when things are good, like don't sit in and settle and just be like, like I found my place. Like just keep working hard, keep being driven, keep being ambitious. And I think if I didn't have that experience, I wouldn't be like the person I am today. So I mean, COVID happening, and a lot of the negative stuff that happened with COVID is really shitty. Um, but for me, it was an experience that I feel like really opened up my eyes, and I needed it more than anything. Um, Not to say like COVID was a good thing or anything like that, but you know, it really opened up. And I think it's safe to say it really opened up not just my eyes, but everybody else too. You know, people didn't see COVID coming, and I mean, some people are still recovering from COVID. COVID happened 5 years ago, and some people are still trying to go through the emotional state, the psychological state, the financial state of this. Um, and I mean, I hope for those people things get better. But I know for me, like I had to fall hard before I could rise again.
Yes, and it was a time. It was a time in our lives, and I did too many things too. When I was home, I finished a couple of courses. It was pretty cool. It was a time. It was a time to reflect. It's time to understand that we can't control everything,
Hmm.
especially the mother nature, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
Can we see running the stream lab?
well, I'm
Is it John's joining us?
busy.
I
I don't,
cannot see.
I don't see him yet. No. And like I know you switched out of your AirPods, but I think your mic went to your speaker now. Just so you know, which is no big deal. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I choked on coffee. Sorry. Um, I don't hear you at all now, Rose. I'm sorry. You might you might have to disconnect and reconnect. Oh God, I don't think she even knows. But anyway, thank you for our viewers for joining and watching. Feel free to share your 2024 experience. How was it? Was it good? Was it bad? Is there stuff you're looking for 2025? Definitely let us know. Rose, see if you can disconnect and reconnect because I can't hear you. I can see you. I can't hear you. I don't know if you can hear me. Can you hear me? Hmm. I think if I kick Rose. Okay, there you go. Or I don't think she meant to disconnect. I think she actually disconnected by accident. Unfortunate, but anyway, hope everyone else had happy holidays, happy Merry Christmas, happy Kwanzaa, what you may celebrate. It's funny because I think Rose and I talked about it in the last podcast, but I was saying how like I'm used to saying Merry Christmas, right? So it's not necessarily I I celebrate Christmas in like the Christian way, right? But like I was going around saying Merry Christmas to everybody, and I realized I was like, maybe I really should say Happy Holidays. But I was hoping people would understand me saying Merry Christmas wasn't to say it in like an offending way or anything like that. But there were some people who were like, oh yeah, no, Merry or Merry Happy Holidays, and I was like, I really should have just done Happy Holidays. But I do wish them obviously well timed during the holidays. But it's it was a good Christmas for me. I had lunch with my family. We had some family over, and I had dinner with her family. And my daughter had like the best time. I think she got nothing but gifts, and she was just screaming with glee everywhere she went. Frank, watching her talk is still pretty entertaining, even though we can't hear her. Yeah, I mean, we're having a number like, I mean, we could never predict what's gonna happen with like the technical difficulties, but I know she was in a situation where she couldn't, she wanted, she couldn't like I think do her podcast from home, which whatever it happens. But like she's in a public space trying to do it there. And then John, the our person that's supposed to join us today, I think he's having some technical difficulties too. Hold on, I think Rose is back. Let me see if I can bring her in. All
Can
right,
you
I
hear
hear
me?
noise, so I think you're back.
It's the best part that I cannot hear you.
All right. Well, I,
So
if you,
we're just gonna read the lips.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
exactly.
If
Yeah.
if you if you
So
if you don't see
I
if you don't see my
if you don't
lips
see my lips
moving, then we're
moving,
just
then
gonna
we're just
say,
gonna
okay,
say,
now it's your
okay,
turn
now
to
it's your turn to
talk.
talk. John again, see where he's at. I cannot definitely cannot hear you, but I do know you can hear me, right?
I can hear
I
you.
can hear
We
you.
can
We
hear
can
you.
hear you. Oh yeah, yeah. All right. Okay, I am super grateful for everyone who's joined in today. And this is a little bit out of my comfort zone, and here I am. I definitely using my new gadget, my new gadget that I'm super excited to use today. It's something new, and I'm still trying to figure all the system out. If you have any tricks, you can share my way. Definitely want to hear what is the best thing happen, as you Sanjay said, what is the best thing happen for 2024, right?
I,
Some goodness that really happened. A lot of people, oh, bad things happen. No, not every day was bad things happening. There's a few things that really happened that really, really good. And let's focus on that. What really good happened in
so
2024?
the crazy thing for me was exactly that. It was the bad experiences that happened to me that helped bring out the good experiences. You're gonna have to like rewatch this podcast later and then just like kind of listen to it again. But anyway, so the bad experiences that happened to me were the good experiences because at the beginning of the year I was stressed. I got in a car accident this year. I actually had another car accident this year as well in November, and it was like a tough experience for me to get through, but both experiences led me to the point that I was like, look, at least I'm still alive. Like after that first experience, I think I was talking about it. After I got in an accident, like the woman's the mother of the couple's car that I hit, like she came out and she was like, look, you know this happening isn't the end of you. Like, there's a reason why you're still here after all
Yeah.
this. And she talked me through it. She kept me warm. She bought me like a blanket. She got me like a hot beverage. She's like, do you need a place to stay or something for now? And I was like, no, no, no. I'm just from a town over. Like, my mom can come pick me up. I'm just kind of processing, this accident what happened. But like since that accident, I was about to call it quits until, like people, the close people in my life, and then like my wife and my daughter. I got a newer car. I got a much newer car. I don't want to necessarily say it's better, but technically it is a better car. But it's more fitting, it's more comfortable, it's more safe, especially because like after the accident, what scared me more than anything was like if I got into an accident like this again, if I had people in my car, like it could have been worse. So definitely having like more security features on my newer car and stuff like
Sorry,
that
guys.
was great. Don't die on me right now. But it was like an eye opener. It was one of those situations again that like I just had to kind of just like wake up and be like, you know what, I need to kind of be a little bit more diligent about just like my life in general, because like you can't predict where things go, you can't control the stuff you can't control, but I can at least control my behavior. And I think despite the negative stuff that happened, I feel like I ended up on top, and I kept fighting to proceed forward and go through. What about you, Rose? What about how was
And
2024 you for you? What was what's your story?
I am, excuse me, the day I got to Jersey, I got sick, so I'm still kind of like in a recovery mode. Jersey meeting me with the beautiful whatever.
We had
I'm just,
snow, we had
it's not
rain, we had
contagious
cold.
no more, so I'm okay, and you're not gonna get contagious through you. So that's the best part. I am super happy for you that I feel like that car accident for you was before life and afterlife moment. Like you changed everything like drastically, and I think sometimes that's what we need. We need to hit something has to hit us so hard to the back to the ground so we can realize, okay, it's time to get up and do things differently because we cannot keep getting smacked, right?
Yeah.
For me, 2024, as I said, it's my year, it's a dragon year. And of course, the main goal that I'm looking for, I'm still looking for it, it's not achieved yet. The best thing that happened to me in 2024, yeah, definitely can tell a few things. I started writing a book with my mom
Mm.
about traditions, about family. I created a beautiful body detox program for 30 days. If anybody, I'm an integrative nutrition health coach, and I'm certified. And I created a program for 30 days where you can cleanse yourself and learn habits of eating better and stuff like that, even learning how to drink water. Right? It's a whole program that I created. If anybody wants to join, welcome. As well as, of course, other books happened. I started writing a book with my friend Karen. I started writing a book with the dear Skylar. And the best thing, of course, is us being on the episode number 10.
Mm.
It's
Yeah.
also one of the best things that happened to me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very happy that we hit double digits right before the new year. Like, I feel like it's a very special occasion to be like episode 10 at the end of the year. Um, and yeah, no, I mean, like it was definitely a year of growth for all of us. I think. I mean, not just our viewers, for ourselves. I see growth in you there, and I think that's what also opened up doors from my end, where it was like, I wanted to do this podcast. I wanted to, work on my car. I think like going into 2025 for me is continuing the growth of the podcast, doing more guests. Like I have people who, like Megan, remember Megan who won so she hit me up and she's like, "Oh, can I be on your podcast one day?" I was like, "Of course. We'll set something up. We'll talk about it. And if you're watching Megan, we'll definitely set it up soon. I'm just excited that we have more guests, coming on. I look forward to working on the podcast and doing little things here and there. I know we're still planning to do like an in-person podcast eventually, which will happen. I'm hoping to get more into doing more filmmaking. I know Dear Starla like kind of motivated me to get back into my writing for my script, and I know I want to connect with her because I know she could help me on some of the stuff I want to work on. I kind of want to do like other videos. I want to do some video logging. I want to get my health up. Maybe I'll connect with you on the detox or the health thing or stuff like that. But I wanted to definitely bring a much better me into like the New Year's. And I know like even going from last year into the new year, all I was doing was hoping for a better year. You know what I mean? Like I didn't really prep anything in my head to like have that attitude to say that next year will be a good year. I was just hoping the new year would be kind to me. But going into the new year this year, it's me being kind to it, and then it bringing that back to me. Like and even if it doesn't, like I said, the accidents that happened to me, I still walked away like, all right, I'm still here. I could do better. You know. And I do feel like this podcast was a good motivation, and outside of us motivating other guests or the guests that we bring on, or even our audience, right? It's motivating me more than anything, and I'm always appreciative of being able to do this, despite technical issues, despite you know things that may not go right. There's always another time. There's always another episode. There's always another experience. So I always, walk away with my head held high and be like, all right, well, stuff happened. We'll do better next time. And it's just like you said, 1% better, and we'll just do better again and again and again. And then we're gonna hit a point that it's gonna be flawless, right? And we're still gonna want to improve because we're like, all right, now we're gonna do like you ever see those podcasts where it's like 6, 7 people, and like we have like a little station, we have a little office or a little space. People come visit us, and we bring them and we talk about them. Like that'd be cool. That'd be awesome. To get somewhere that far. But it's not saying that I don't love where we're at now. I love the fact that I can sit here, do a podcast. We'll have guests, we won't have guests, just catching up with you, catching up with our audience. Our audience, like they interact with us, they interact with each other, and I know that's just gonna continue happening as we go forward. It's gonna hit a point that I'm gonna have to like change my YouTube settings so that like the text slows down. Like I had to go slow motion mode, so then we can actually still read everything because people are gonna be blasting our messages. But I don't think I've ever been this excited about a new year for a long time, and I'm looking forward to it.
I do like that you are just taking a look at what's already happened. It's the best thing you can do for yourself is writing it down, all the good things happen during the year,
Yeah.
and where things needs to be improved so you can set goals for the next year. It's the best technique. All the successful people, that's what they do. They sit down. Depends what you do. If you have a business, you can do that every week. Just in
Mm,
the end of the week, say, okay, what's done for the week and what we doing next week. Just to catch up on your goal and see where you're going. And I'm glad you're reflecting that. And I see that now you have like a bigger vision that you're just really excited about. Also, you said that you don't want to think it's like it's going to be a good year or anything like that. I feel like in my case, like the way I see it, the way I do it, I say it is going to be a good year because I know why. Because I have already set goals. I have a detailed plan. Right now, I'm in a very heavy course. When we detail the plan, we set the goal, we wrote the dreams, we wrote the plan, and now we're detailing the plan. And now, on January of 2025, we're already acting on that plan. So the year is good when you make things happen.
mm-hmm,
Okay? Year is not going to be great if you're not making things happen, if you don't plan your life. I believe one of the best things you can do for yourself is planning.
mm,
Plan your life, plan your day, plan your habits. Because the habits that you use and create for yourself on a daily basis, that's what shows what kind of life you have. Everything that's not going good in your life, some of the parts are missing. Something is missing.
mm,
Either your plan didn't work accordingly because it wasn't think through. Either your goal is not right for you. Maybe you didn't find your mission. Maybe you're fully in a different purpose and you have to be in a different purpose.
mm.
Maybe everything you're doing, you're not doing it. Maybe it's not what you're supposed to do. Maybe it's
Yeah.
not where you're supposed to go.
Mm-hmm,
And look at just reflection. I love this. One of my friends gave me a beautiful journal for Christmas, and it's self-discovery and reflection. And it's like having a quote and the question, write it down. What are you gonna do about it? Everything you need to write down what you're really doing. Are you
mm,
doing the right things for yourself for your better future? Or are you gonna cry that nothing's happening? Because every decision that we make creates results. And if you're
yeah.
not happy with the result, that means you didn't make a right decision. So, and I'm super excited that we're making these decisions. And you choose what decision you're making because this is your life. But first, we need to start dreaming it back again. When a 4 years old kid was dreaming, The 4 years old kid has no limitation.
Yeah.
She dreams about everything.
Hmm.
Bentley, little car, dolls, doll house, and a kitchen for the dolls, your daughter's gonna tell you everything that she wants. She has
Yeah.
no limitation. And I think we have to go back to our inner child and be like, what am I dreaming about? What I truly, really want.
Yeah.
Maybe my inner child wants ice cream, maybe a doll, maybe a dress. Find that dream and then find the goal. What's really excites you?
Hmm.
Write down 10 plans. Write down 10 goals you want to achieve. Out of those 10 goals, pick one. And then write down 10 things that you're going to do towards that goal. And then whatever you're going to do, take one. And again, detail that too, because sometimes it's scary.
Hmm.
Detail it till you're not scared anymore. Okay, this is comfortable for me to do. I'm going to do it. And then when you do a daily, the little things,
They add up. Yeah.
believe me, your goal will be achieved. You're going to be happy. And you won't be able to say, my year is bad. No, your year is good. Why? Because you planned it and you acted accordingly. Are you rational or are you emotional? But
Yeah.
also consistency, persistence. Like John. John out there, I don't know what he is, but he we worked together in pandemic 2020. Now he's graduated. He has
Yeah.
masters on mathematics.
Hmm.
He's like a math guy. I love math, right? Now he wants to go get a PhD on the math, and I'm like, oh my goodness. For him, it's
Yeah.
like nothing.
Yeah, no, it's very. Yeah, he mentioned that, and I was like, that's impressive. I mean, like I said, I didn't know too much about him, and if things don't work out for John today, we can definitely reconnect with him and see if we can
Yeah.
maybe do another time. No big deal, but no, I agree. I mean, it was definitely one of the things I started doing was like writing a little bit more, and like now I just keep like several notebooks, like one for work and notes, one for like personal growth and like myself and my health. One is for like my videos I want to do for like acting and stuff like that. Um, yeah, and like writing is definitely for me. I think is like about half the battle because then at least you have a vision, a better vision that's not clouded in your mind with everything else. It's spilled out on paper, and it helps kind of like set you up for like the next step, as you said. Gina said, Sanjay, I'm so sorry that you went through those experiences and accidents. I can relate. Yeah, no, I appreciate that, and Gina, we're still here, so we still got a lot of things to achieve in our lives. So, thank you for that, and I hope you're doing well too. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's it was definitely an interesting year, and I think not to just say for just you and I, and as like Gina can relate, and I'm sure other audience members can relate either. Um, it's a changing time. I feel like people are more in tune with like understanding that life is about opportunity, and then there's so much that we can do and so much that we can achieve. And I think the other beauty of it is like doing stuff like this, like the podcast, where if people need the right motivation, people want to talk to people to be motivated or talk to people about getting ideas and stuff. Like it's as simple as this, right? Me and you are just on a podcast where me and you are talking to each other, but we're also talking to our audience. Somebody could join and be like, oh, I want to do this. How can I do this? And we'll be like, okay, well, you can try this, try that. You have some more experiences in some fields, so it's just like they can reach out to you directly if they need. But like it's so accessible, is what I'm trying to say. Like and I love the fact that that's there because it helps a lot more than it helps a lot more than people think. Um, and it's a lot easier to get to than like people know. So I do hope that people do take more advantage of wanting to achieve what they want out of life and hopefully not feel stuck and not feel like they're not going anywhere. Like we're in the point that we can do anything.
One thing I want to say for everybody that life is a gift, and everything we do with life, we are we have a will, free will of doing anything we want.
Mm,
So everything in life is a choice,
Mm-hmm.
right? Sometimes, when I grow up, we said on the right shoulder we have an angel sitting, on the left shoulder it's like the devil sitting, right? And every day in the morning we have a choice who to listen to. It's a choice.
Mm-hmm.
So if the choice that you're making is bringing you joy, is it benefiting your life, or is it doing the opposite? Where it's going? So that's important. And not a, I don't see a lot of people that truly happy
Yeah.
because of their choices. They're stuck and
Yeah.
they don't know what to do and they don't know how to get out. And I want to tell you one thing: the sooner you get out, the sooner you're gonna be free and you'll be able to do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that being abused emotionally, physically, stuck in a house, can't even get out. And if you're one of those, reach out for help because
Mm-hmm.
this is not your life. This is not how you should be living your life.
Mm-hmm.
And you have a free will and you have a choice to make that choice to have a better life. And the new year is the best time. It's the time to dream, to set goals, to get out of those toxic relationships, to get out from that job that you hate, right? That car that is always breaking down, burn it already, right?
Right.
Like, the dress that you're trying to get into and it's small and you're still trying to lose those couple of pounds. Just do it.
Yeah.
Just do it. Sometimes we do so with your day consists of habits like we do, right? So if you write down all the habits you do a day, you're gonna see that. Sorry, but 90% you're gonna see it's useless. A lot of people doing useless habits. That's why we're not
Mm-hmm.
successful, right? Scrolling and wasting and gaming. I mean, I'm not saying gaming
Whoa, whoa.
streaming, but
Shots.
stuff like
Shots
that.
fired. No, I was just
Yeah,
joking.
like it's a choice. It's a choice, and let's make better, healthier choice for 2025. Let's just change everything.
Yeah, no, I
Because you don't
agree.
want to live the way you live right now. You don't. You want to live a little better. You
Yeah.
don't have to change it drastically. Just change 10% of what you already have. Just change 10% better. And when it's done, and then 10% more better.
Mm.
10% more better. Those little 10% do it out and you see drastic and major difference in our lives.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think the goal for me has always been, and it's starting to become a little bit more real, but it's always like I always want to be a better person than I was the day before, you know? Um, for me, it was like, just kind of figuring out what direction I want to go. And like you said, sometimes you'll fall, right? Sometimes you'll fail. Sometimes you won't reach your goal on like a day or something that you're looking for. But that's when I like to say, like, always, it's not always about your destination, it's about the journey. So you could have like 3 or 4 good days, one day bad. That bad day shouldn't like bring you back to stage one, but if it does, it does, and you just got to rise up again and keep going. It's not about how many times you fall down, it's about how many times you get back up. I feel like that mentality was very hard for me this year, especially. Um, and I think a lot of my perspective has changed because of having my daughter. Um, I definitely think that it was her that kind of more awakened the goals and the things I want to achieve in my life here now. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful for that. Everybody has their own thing that they're grateful for, their own thing that motivates them, or gets them up in the morning. Stuff like that. Gina says a lot of great ideas and motivation and more motivational thoughts flying right now. I have two quick thoughts. As much as I plan is important, I am a strong believer in spontaneity. Work hard and play hard. No, I agree with that. Sometimes, like Rose said it too. We sometimes we just gotta kind of like go with the flow. And yeah, listen, it could be a good experience, it could be a bad experience, but like you can make the best you can out of your experience. You can't control stuff that's out of your control, but we could definitely just be like, hey, like let's do this, let's just do this. And honestly, Gina, when it came to like even station, it was kind of a spontaneous idea. Like Rose and I sat down for coffee and we're like, F it, let's just do it. And here we are. We're episode 10 and we're doing it. So I agree with you that spontaneity is definitely a thing,
Yay!
you know? I personally realized I needed a balance. I was constantly working but never living. I'm so much happier finding a balance between the two. It's not about having money. No, I heartfully agree. I think, especially after I had my daughter, Gina, it was all about making money for me, right? So I was like, I want to be able to be that supporter, that provider for my family. I want to be able to give my daughter everything she wants, you know. And I think that's just like a every parent kind of thing because even my parents were like that with me. Clearly knowing that I can't get everything I want, but it was always like I want to give my kid everything I can. And there was moments where I was crashing hard, before my accident, at the beginning of the year when my daughter was like just one around there, where I was just always questioning whether or not I was a good father or not. And there's times where like my daughter would hang out with my in-laws or my brother-in-law or my sister-in-law or anybody like that, and they would go like out somewhere. One of my father-in-law has he lives in a community, so they have a pool, so they can go swimming in the pool. And it was like the summer, so my wife and my daughter went, and I was working, and I let them go. And she had a blast in the pool. She didn't want to get out and stuff like that. And like for some reason, I was sad. I was upset because I was like, damn, I can't even like afford a pool for my daughter. Like I can't give her these experiences.
Aww.
And like it started like getting to me because I was like, I should be able to do this. I should be able to do more. But then like honestly, when I started questioning this, like no one was giving me answers. Not that I was asking anyone, but like I don't know what to do. But then like I was like, you know what? I just have to look at one thing. I got to look at how my daughter is with me, right? So if I look into my daughter's or eyes, or she's around me, there's not one day that's passed by, and I pray there isn't a day that comes that she isn't smiling or laughing. She looks at me immediately and there's a smile on her face. She'll be crying and she'll look at me and just start laughing,
Yeah.
you know? And I was like, it's these, I came to realize I might not be able to give everything to her materialistic wise. I might not be able to buy everything for her, but like her experience with me will always be top notch. It will always be the best that I can be, for myself and for her. And I think that's what, after the accident, that helped awaken that a little bit more. But I agree with you, Gina. Like, money is important. Like, obviously, we need money to pay bills, to enjoy ourselves and stuff like that. But it shouldn't be the root of why we are who we are. It shouldn't be the reason why we're living. Um, and like you'll come to learn that the beautiful things in life are free. The friendships that you can grow, the experiences that you can have with people, even just like I would go out for a drive, or I would go sit by the waterfront and just listen to the water, or something like that, and it's just like peaceful, and you're just kind of in your own cloud, and you're just kind of like doing your thing. um, just sometimes just going with the flow is enough to help you feel balanced in life. Exactly. Like, just, hey, listen, sometimes the situation doesn't work out. Well, you got to make do with what you got and go from there. And like I said, I went to the gym the one day and I see this older woman working hard, keeping to herself. She's on an exercise bike, and this woman was at it for like an hour, man. She was an older woman, right? And she was just like pedaling hard, pedaling hard. I did probably 6 or 7 different machines, and this woman is still going on this machine. And I was just like, I don't know if she took a break. I don't know if she got up and take water or anything like that, right? But I was like, I have to say something to her. Like in my heart, in my gut, I was like, get up and just go over there before you leave and say something. So I go up to there and I'm like, excuse me, ma'am. And like she was kind of taken aback because she's like, oh, somebody's talking to me. I was like, yo, you're killing it. Like you're just on this machine for an hour straight. I've been here for an hour, and you're just pedaling
Yeah.
away. And she's like laughing her heart out. Like it was like a good hearty laugh. And I was just like, you're doing an amazing job. Like I'm super proud of you. And she's like, oh my god, thank you so much. And she just kept going. And like, as I'm walking away, and she's like pedaling, like she went from like focus on pedaling like this to like happy, like pedaling like this, and like she was in a much better mood. And listen, that makes a difference in people's days. So I try to be like that person that, like, if I see someone kind of stuck in their own world, I just give them a quick compliment, or I'm like, I'll say something nice or something like that. But it's all the little things, and it makes me feel better, makes them feel better. But like, this is, I think, what life is just all these little small experiences that bring us to something big. And then I pray that I stay humble even if things do get big. But I just feel like it's part of my nature. It's just part of who I am. And I actually took a minute to think about how that came to be. And I'll be honest, I mean, I think it's just innate, and it came from my own family because, like my mother and father didn't have uh, college degrees. They didn't go to anything like professional for work. My father always worked as a cashier at one store or another, and my mom worked out of like a shipping factory where they like box stuff and ship it out, and they didn't strive to for higher things, but they were comfortable with their life and they were comfortable with what they could provide, and I think it took me over time as I was growing up that I was like, my parents are working hard and they are doing the best they can, to give me like a better life. And I'm sure doing the same, like my mom did the same work for like 20 years straight, but she never complained once. She never complained about work being hard. She never complained about work being
Yeah.
dull or boring, or I don't want to do this anymore. She's like, this helps me put food on my table, um, and it helps me buy the stuff I need for my family. We have a house, fortunately, and everything is good. And I think, like, I mean, I've probably called out more in a year than she has in her entire lifetime for work. And like she would only call out of work when she was like dying sick. And like when I say dying sick, like she couldn't get out of bed. If she could get out of bed and still be sick, she'll go to work. But obviously have like a face covering and stuff like that. But if she was like bed stricken, like no. And like and even my father always worked in customer service. So he was always a giving person. Like, he was always giving the person a great experience. He'd say like hi. He'd always crack jokes. He'd always be nice. And nice to his coworkers, nice to his customers. And when I think about it, I don't think I've ever heard my father complain once about work. Even when he had bad experiences, he kept it to himself. Like I definitely am a little bit more spoiled than probably he is, or even my mom, because I'll complain about stuff all the time. And I learned when I did that, I felt like venting was like a great thing. But like for me, it ended up being venting was just as toxic for me because it was just like me being negative, bringing out more negative energy. So after a while, I was like, you know what, if stuff happens at work, so be it. And even like this year was a big challenging year because I had a job that I didn't like. Like I can proudly say I didn't like, but just because I didn't like it didn't mean I wasn't gonna go in and do the job. It wasn't gonna be something that I'm gonna be like, what, I'm gonna half-ass this job. I don't even care anymore. Because it was still something that provided me money. It was still something that provided me health insurance. Everything I need to kind of like do my thing. So I was like, you know what? Let me make the best of it. And even when I had a new opportunity, which is like the one I'm working at now, I went back to my old job before I left, and I was like, look, I still want to make things good. I still want to end on a positive note. I want to help you out. But because they said no to me, I was like, so be it. Then this means this is not my place to be. And so then I left, right? But I didn't leave on bad terms. I told them, I was like, look, we just had a disagreement, and that's fine. I hope things work out for your position and your job and stuff like that. But this is not for me, and I left. Yeah, I could have sat there and just talked crap about the job the entire time. Anybody that entered that door, I could have just been like, leave, run away, right? I did tell like my coworkers that I feel like they deserve better, but I was like, if you stay here, don't burn yourself out. And like right now, they are starting to feel a little bit burnt out. And I'm like, look, if you need help finding another job, I'll help you update your resumes. We can look for something else if you need. Just let me know what you need. But like, I don't want people to feel stuck in their positions, like you said. Like, having a job is a blessed thing in itself. It may not be the best job, but having a job is a blessed thing. A lot of people fight for that. You know, I am hoping that, I know this is just me dreaming, but my dream of the far future, right? If I ever do get big and famous and I make a lot of money, is to help as many people as I can, you know? And it kills me. I know there's people out there who are, like homeless and stuff like that. And not because of like, um, not just like bad decisions of like going down the dark path and stuff like that, but just shitty situations that they didn't plan for, things fell apart, and now they can't do anything, you know? I kind of want to help as much people as I can. I want to help the homeless. I want to help the hungry. I want to help everybody I can, and it's my motivation to that, like, this station, my if I get into my acting, if I get into my career for IT and stuff like that, like I want to put money aside because it's important that I can support my family and the close people near me. But like I want to do small stuff for the people who help me achieve a lot. I mean, I know that for example, one of my second family, I call them because I grew up with them. I want to pay off their house so then they don't have to pay the mortgage on the house anymore, right? And then I want to buy their house, so then they can move out and go live somewhere else because they're not happy where they live now, you know. And I want to buy the house to give them the money, so now they have the money to buy another house. But just because I bought the house, I'm not gonna let them leave right away. I'm like, look, find where you need to live first, and then leave at your pace, and then afterward I'll take care of the house and I'll do whatever I want with it after, rent it or sell it or whatever. But like if I ever make dumb amount of money some way somehow, like that's my goal. Because every time I talk to them, they're like they're not happy where they live. They want to be closer to their grandchildren. This the area in town that they live is not like the best. And I'm like, look, if I can help you, I would love to. I would buy the house from you. You guys can leave, go do your own thing. Unfortunately, I'm not in that in that kind of situation. But if I ever get that far, hell
Not
yeah,
yet.
I would love to do it.
Not yet. Hmm.
Gina says, exactly. Surround yourselves with great people and fulfilling experiences, and you can be the richest person in the world. Absolutely, 100%. Sorry, my fat fingers always hit the send button prematurely. No, you're good, Gina. No, but no, see, I
So,
mean,
yeah,
Gina gets it. Like, Gina understands that, like,
yeah.
things hit us hard. Life hits us hard sometimes, but, we can't control what life does to us, but we can control how we react. We can control how we to make decisions and what we do afterward. Gina, I still owe you a timeout. Gina and Frank and all you guys, I definitely have to hit you
Don't
guys
forget
up.
taco.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Those tacos
So,
delicious.
so, so, definitely after New Year, I definitely will. It's just holiday times are always crazy, but
While
I
I'm here, we
definitely,
don't gotta go.
yeah, definitely. And I mean, Rose, I don't know how long you're sticking around this time. Probably not too much time again, but definitely, when you come around again, we'll make more time for everyone. We'll do like a group session
Yeah,
or
I
something.
definitely learned. I definitely learned not to complain from my mom too. I feel like it's a generational thing. Back then in the 50s, 60s, nobody complained. Nobody could
It was kind of like go in, do your work, and yeah, go home. Yeah,
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 it's like I love that about my mom,
yeah.
because I'm sure you love that about your parents. Like my mom, she's a captain in our family. She's the first sibling out of five people. And then she was born in a village of where it's only like what the 200 people. And then when she turned 18, she actually went all the way to the capital of my region. She's the first one who finished. Back then it was like a little college thing. It's not like
Hmm.
a university, it's like a smaller school. But now it's considered one of the best colleges, university. But back then it wasn't, we didn't have any universities.
Hmm.
So for her to be able to just move herself to finish the school, and then she got married early on when she was 18, and she just grabbed her siblings and moved to the city, which is about 4 hours away. A new, brand new city. My city where I was born, it's a young city, but now it's doubled since I've been there last time. And she just moved everyone to, because they were giving out apartments. If you work in a factory or you work in an organization, they were giving out free apartments because it was a great town, city. Now it's the largest city after my capital. It
Hmm.
has over a million population. So I was born in the city. My sister and my brother was born in a village. I like to be able to just push everyone, move to the city from the village, and be a captain of the sheep and not complain. I'm sure there was tough times.
Right.
Three kids, three kids. She had her first husband passed away, and my sister was only 6 years old. My brother was 11. And then when my brother was 18, he went to army. They already had a child and a wife. So, and here I was like 1 years old when my brother's child was born. So it was a lot going on. And then
Mm.
my father also passed away early on when I was 6 years old. But the best thing I got from my father, he was a dreamer. He was a dreamer, and I love that because
Yeah.
my mom was work. Her work ethic was always on point.
Hmm.
She worked, never complained, did whatever she has to do at
Hmm.
home, at work, by herself with no help. Helping out siblings and be a captain of the sheep, and also My father taught me how to be a dreamer.
Yeah.
He was building houses, and after everybody goes to sleep at 12 o'clock a.m., he would start making shoes. He was a shoemaker.
Wow.
Yes, he was making new shoes. His dream was to open up the factory with shoes.
Hmm.
It didn't happen for him. He passed away early on. But I'm the legacy. I'm the only girl of
You
his.
carry on. Yep.
And I'm glad that I have those both things in me. I have the dreamer and I have the work ethic as well.
Yeah.
You see me when I work, I'm 100% with time, it's strict, we're working, there's a plan, go according to plan. But I've learned how to adjust myself.
Yeah.
Not everything goes according to plan, and we
Of
have to be
course.
okay with that.
Yeah.
You know, my reactions change. But learning that from our parents not to complain, what complaining is actually gonna do,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
I mean, I definitely, yeah, I feel like both of our parents, and I think it might be more of a like a foreign parents ideal, right? Because
Huh. A
a lot of
generational thing too.
yeah, well, that too. But like, I like because I know, like like my parents, like they had a comfortable life in India, and they're like they wanted a better life for us. So I'm sure, like in India, my parents might have had like a little bit of a different life there, like between the two of them. But like my
Yeah.
mom, I think she finished high school, and I don't think she went to college. No, no, she did go to college for a time, and I think she graduated. But then like she sacrificed a life there to come to America for a better life here. And I think even here she made some great friends in like the factories and stuff that she worked in. And like I met a few of them. She had great holiday parties, and she had a good time. And you know now like I think I'm at a point I appreciate at the point that I'm at because they're older now, right? As much as we get older, like we're in our 20s, 30s and stuff like that. Don't forget your parents are getting older too, right? And they always took me on vacation, and it was always the same vacation. We always went to India, or yeah, it was always India. Like we didn't really go anywhere else, right? But like sometimes we'll go to the beach and stuff like that. But like a trip, we only went to India. This past this past December, right? So I went to Cape May, as you well know, and I actually took my mom on vacation, and it was the first time I've ever taken my mom on vacation, and I want to say she had a good time. It was definitely cold, obviously, and probably not more of her ideal vacation like that. But I was like, all right, now I got a better feel. Like my mom likes the beach. She likes sitting in the sand. She likes going into the ocean, right? I'm like, all right, we do this again. I do it in warmer weather, but I want to do more experiences with them while they're still here. Um,
Yeah.
and I know that like my mom was kind of like iffy on it because she knows that my wife and I normally go on vacation, or it's just the three of us, and she's like, well, have fun, call me and stuff like that. So she was kind of thrown off when I was like, do you want to come with us, right? So she was like, yeah, yeah, of course. And like she's like packing, and like she came, and like I said, like despite the coldness, like I think she had like a really good time, and she had fun with like my daughter too. And I'm hoping to go again sometime in March or April when the weather's hopefully a little bit better, because at least there's other stuff we can go to. Like there's a farm that we can go to. There's like a beach and stuff like that we can go to, and there's other places we go. Like I told you I go to Myrtle Beach as well in South Carolina, which is also gorgeous.
Love Meadow Beach, my hometown.
And like
I
I
call it.
think that would be her ideal vacation, because literally my I call him my uncle because he's from my second family, but I call him my uncle. He has a condo right outside the beach, so you literally just like leave the condo, go into the backyard, and it's a walkway to the beach. And I'm like, that's probably her ideal because she could get up in the morning, weather's nice, and just watch the sunrise and like the beach and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So
oh
next
my
year I'm
God.
hoping, yeah, I'm hoping to do stuff
Yeah.
like that. But like for me, and I think this is like either it's culture, right? Like for me, it's always like my parents always gave back to me. Now I want to give back to them. Like I mean, we don't know how long time is gonna last between us in the physical realm here, right? But I want to make the most of it, and I want to give them back for everything they gave to me. And obviously, like my dad is humble as shit, He's like, you don't have to do anything. Everything I did was for you and for your family going forward. But I was like, you're still part of that. Even when you're gone, you're always gonna be part of that. And so,
Yes.
like for both of them, I want to do as much as I can to show them how much I appreciate how much they've sacrificed for me and my family now. You know, so yeah, fun times ahead in 2025. So that's what I'm looking forward to outside of just doing more, podcasts with yourself and our guests. Um, I want to be able to get back more into my filming. I want to get more into doing some video logs, get back on my health track because it's absolutely crap right now. But I am getting better. I'm doing better step by step. And yeah, just kind of looking forward to a year that I want to better myself and bring betterment to other people that I meet. And, I want to show more appreciation to the world that I live in. And, you know, anything and everything that comes my way, I definitely want to make it a little bit brighter.
Sounds like a very, very achievable goals,
Ambitious
and
plan, you know what I mean?
definitely I see the valuables on your vision. It's bringing more family together, doing more with family, and just creating. It sounds so amazing, and uh, I'm so glad that you shift your thinking. You shift your thinking, how you felt last January and how you're going to feel this January.
Yeah.
It's like a day and night.
Yeah,
And that's
it is.
exactly what I'm writing my book about, is going from the dark to the light. Like how
Mm,
to step by step get from the darkest moment when you're ready to, right, to actually take it off and say, I don't need that no more. I'm happy.
mm.
You know? Happy within. Not
I,
happy
I,
because of the circumstances.
I
What's
think
happening outside.
No, I agree, and I think the next podcast idea, I think that would actually be a great start, right? So maybe we can talk about your ideals and your maybe some of your book there, because next week, and I'm looking very forward to it. I gotta catch up with my brother-in-law again because I didn't talk to him about the podcast when I saw him this past weekend, but next week I have my brother-in-law joining us, and he's a pastor, and I'm looking forward to it because the way we kind of grew on each other, like I met him after I became part of the family. Like I was actually engaged with his sister's sorry, his wife's sister, right? So it's my sister's brother husband technically. But the way we met, like we're both on different planes, but like even though we have different ideals, different mindsets about life or religion or God in any of that instance, we never felt different. We never felt separated about it, right? So I think the next podcast would be great to talk about something about that kind of level of experience. Like I want to learn more about his experiences. What brought him to his decision to where he is now, but to talk about dark versus light or how they both impact our lives, I think would be a great transition into the beginning of the new year. Like I said, we can talk about your ideals. We can talk about experiences. We can talk about his experiences as well. I think the next podcast is going to be a very powerful one to start the new year with. And I am very looking forward
Set
to
your
that.
alarms, guys. It's
Yeah,
gonna be epic.
I gotta.
Epic.
Yeah, I'm gonna yell at Morgan for not being here today, but
I
for
love
sure,
that.
for
And
sure.
I love that because
Yeah, go ahead, sir.
yeah, I was looking for a more spiritual journey, but
Yes.
then I feel like I always feel like I need more God. You know, I'm a hard believer in God. He's my best friend. I always feel like not enough. I don't praise Him enough. I don't put my time enough. And this is the most magical time when we praise. And any day, it's right here with you. And I'm glad that your brother-in-law is going to be a guest. We're going to bring out that spirituality that we're all missing. Because
Mm,
if you take a look at the 100 years ago, 200 years ago, the way we were afraid of God and we were praising Him and doing things for Him. No, we're not talking about fanatic praise, but just
yeah, yeah.
being listening. The most motivational book for me, of course, is the Words of God.
Mm,
He has the most logical, motivational words that we can use for any time of our lives.
Mm,
and being just more spiritual, being more open to it, just being more towards the light, you can see how your life is changing. You
yeah.
less depressed, you less stressed, you less chaotic, you less everywhere. Like you hear, you feel, you calm, you healthy, you happy living. Why? Because you know you don't need to worry. Let God
Mm,
worry. God got
mm,
you. You know, you don't believe in God. I'm sure you believe in the universe.
I know.
Whatever
Yeah.
you believe in, we're here for everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Exactly.
Just bringing that
Yeah.
out, that spirituality. That's
I def
exactly what I'm looking for right now.
I definitely
More.
don't want to delve too deep into it now because I know next week's show is gonna be a kicker right off the bat and it's gonna be like crazy. Um, Yeah, no, Gina said the darkness is the light. That's how some major transformations and clarity has come from. No, I totally agree. Teresa, happy and safe New Year to everyone. Agree. Teresa, Gina, Frank, everybody, all our viewers, everyone have a happy and safe New Year for sure.
Everyone's
And
going to
be
be
safe.
watching.
So before we leave, like I said, I think our next podcast we have a better idea of what it's going to be, and we look forward to doing it. But closing thoughts, any last things you want to say for 2025, Rose? I think I kind of explained what I want to do and said what I wanted out of it, but I never gave you the chance, so I'm sorry.
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
2025? What are you looking at?
2025. I want to wish you for 2025. Just, just set yourself a one goal. You don't have to
Mm.
be 10. You don't have to be 20. Just one goal. Stick to it and make it happen.
And listen, if you
And where's
need if you need that motivation,
snake here?
we will
Be that
push it.
snaky in the right way,
There.
and wear that the beautiful skin, and it keeps changing. That means you need to be ready to adjust yourself. Be flexible. Be flexible. We
Mm.
don't need to react hard. Just
Yeah.
stop reacting.
Yeah.
Just let it go. You know, I'm super excited that we're going to have a beautiful guest from Portugal. She's going to be in February. And she's going to talk about something that's like a very beautiful technique that I really want you to hear. It's Hoponopono. And that technique is something that also is going to bring out more spirituality out of us. You know, I'm also great at meditation. Also, we can do some meditational stuff too as well. So just bringing out that spirituality, bring that light. You know, it's not only about work. You know, you need to be able to separate
Yeah.
the world, work, family, friends. Everything needs to be in balance, you know,
Yeah.
and keep things to spirituality. Some of us do music, art, movies, which is amazing. I just started my own motivational also channel when I just share what I've known for over 20 years of experience, you know, things that we do. And
Mm.
I'm wishing you 2025 be more rational, not emotional.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think it was more.
Stop doing the stupid things. Let's
No,
go. Start
yeah,
doing
no,
the right
I
things.
think for
Let's
me too
go.
now it's more like I followed my heart, but now I kind of want my brain and my heart to balance out and understand like this is the way we do
Yeah,
it.
follow your
Um,
heart. I like that.
but
Follow your heart.
For sure, 100%. Listen, everyone, happy holidays. We wish you nothing but the best for the New Year's. Be safe, be merry, and Rose and I
Happy
look
New Year,
forward to seeing you
guys.
guys next year. We're basically gonna have 52 new episodes next year. Think about it.
Yeah, I want
52
to
weeks,
say happy
52 episodes.
anniversary to us. Episode
Yes,
number
no.
10.
Happy anniversary will be. We gotta look back to see what our first episode is. But yeah, we're gonna run through that. But we're gonna
Yeah,
look into more guests, more more
more
motivation.
beautiful year
Period. To be
coming.
honest, yeah,
Yeah. Oh,
it's
I'm
gonna be
excited.
one heck of a year. But everyone, please, it might not be the best weather, but listen, make the best of it. Cheers to everyone. Happy New Year. Sorry,
Cheers,
let me get my
guys.
my cup.
Happy New Year.
Yes,
Happy 2025. Make the best of it. Don't look back and move only forward.
we are going
Don't go
up.
backwards.
Nothing but uphill for or down or uphill, whatever. We're all moving up to the sky now. But everyone have a happy and safe New Year. Be safe, be merry, have fun, and we'll see you guys next year.
Wholeheartedly, guys.
Take
Yeah.
care.